Hi everyone, welcome to Advice to Think Twice. This is Monica and I'm doing our September tarot scopes. I'm moving the microphone closer to me, so let me know if this sounds okay. This is going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. I'm still running the special and I do have a few days off coming up, so if you want to get a special or any other kind of reading, now would be a good time because I can just get on it. I'm using the fairy tarot cards for my earth signs. And yeah, make sure to watch your sun, your moon, your rising. Keep an open mind. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All that is appreciated. And we're just going to jump right in here. What's going on for Taurus in the month of September 2021 for Taurus in September 2021. And I do shuffle the cards off camera as well because it's a big deck and it's kind of, it's a chunky deck. You know what I mean? Hard to maneuver sometimes. Okay, so we have the Seven of Spring, the Three of Spring, so that's Wands energy, Six of Spring, Ace of Spring, and I'm just pulling them randomly from the deck. Two of Spring. What is happening, Taurus? What is with all this fire energy? King of Winter, that's King of Swords, yeah. Release, so that's Death card. King of Spring. Awakening, so that's the Hangman, and Hopes and Fears. Justice in the outcome, and the Nine of Spring at the bottom. What is happening, Taurus? A lot of Wands energy, so that could mean either things moving very, very quickly for you in the month of September. There's also a, I hear the word transitory energy to it. There's a temporary energy to it. Okay, so things happening at a fast pace, but also, you know, almost like you kind of have to act fast because opportunities that pop up are going to just go away just as quickly as they come. Okay, so there's that. Travel could be significant. Foreign languages, foreign places, foreign lands, foreign people could be significant. A lot of new things coming in for you in the month of September. So let's just get started. Right, Nine of Spring, so that's the Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck, Taurus. So there's something where you're feeling on edge about something, or you feel like you have to defend something. This is also, there's an energy of waiting, having to, not only waiting, but powering through something, okay, is what I'm getting with this as well. Because it's like, no, I'm not giving up. I'm not letting this go. I'm going to push it. I'm going to make it happen, okay, type of energy. So let's keep going here, see what's going on. How interesting. Also, I hear the season of Leo might have been significant for you. Something starting in Leo is now moving forward. There's something there. So let's see. So Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Current situation, the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Spring. And again, this is about being assertive, not backing down, standing up for yourself. Also, again, just kind of pushing through. Defending your position with the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Wands. The challenge is the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about expectations. You want what you want and you're not going to take less than, okay? That's the energy that I'm getting here. Have patience. There are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. Keep an eye on the long term. Make plans with an eye on the long term. So I feel like you're determined, okay? That's what all this is, all this fire energy. You're determined. You've made up your mind about something. You've invested in it already. You've pushed it through already. You've worked on it already. And we have the Two of Spring, the Two of Wands in the past. Now this could be you making the choice at the time. It could be to do with a partnership, work, or romantic. And I feel like for some reason it was one-sided, okay? I feel like, did I say the Ace of Spring in the Foundation? I don't even think I saw this card as I was pulling cards. But yeah, you see you have a progression here. You have the Ace, the Two, the Three, the Six, the Seven, the Nine to the King. So there's, at the bottom of everything, it was a new beginning that you took action towards fearlessly. It was a dream of yours. It was something you've always wanted, something you were passionate about, or just something to bring passion to your life. So it could have been with love life as well. You could be dealing with the fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But I'm getting this determinate? Is that a word? Determined energy. You took a chance on something. You went for it. I feel like it involved another person. And you either had to, it's almost like you had to push someone along as well. You know what I mean? And you're like, what's going on? I thought we both agreed to do this. Crowning you how you see things. We have the Six of Wands. So this is what's on your mind. You want this victory. You want this success. You're making all the smart choices. You're taking charge of a situation no matter who else is involved. And it's like, I won't be surprised if I see the Chariot pop out at any time, because it's like, I'm going to make this happen through sheer will, power, and determination, because that's what this is. In the near future, we have the King of Winter, so the King of Swords. Get advice from someone professional and objective, public speaking, unemotional relationships. This could be where you're presenting what it is that you have been working on and defending. You're presenting it to an expert, or you're presenting it to someone who gets to decide whether or not you get something, or whether or not you're awarded something. For some of you, this is about a breakup or a divorce, because you've been pushing things forward, but it's just been you doing the work. And it's unfair, and it's not balanced, and it's not what was agreed. And so this could be seeing a divorce lawyer, because then we have release, which is the Death card, putting an end to a difficult situation. And then in the outcome, we have Justice, which can also be divorce energy. Okay, so for some of you, Taurus, you're severing ties. And I am getting like divorce, so with love life and stuff, but it could also be with work, where, again, you've been in a one-sided situation and you've been taking your time. Yeah, look, Eight of Autumn, Ace of Autumn. So that's the Eight of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Spring. This is what was promised. This is what was agreed upon when you set off on this journey, okay, with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. You've been doing the work with the Eight of Pentacles, but it's one-sided, right? Eight of Pentacles is a one person thing. Why can't I speak? And the Nine of Wands is also a one-person situation. Only one person is doing the work. Only one person is fighting for this. Only one person is defending this, okay? And so I feel like you're severing ties for a lot of you. You're getting some advice in terms of what your rights are, what your obligations are, if it's a legal situation, if there's a contract involved. In your environment, we have the King of Spring. So again, I feel like this is your energy where you're just taking charge of the situation. You're no longer waiting. You're no longer willing to put up with anyone else, right? Or people who are not keeping their promises. And we also have a financial windfall here. So I feel like taking things to this legal individual or to this expert with the King of Winter puts an end to the situation, but not only that, it gives you a financial windfall. So whether that means you get the money that you put into the situation, you get it back, or if it was a one-sided thing, this is where you're being given what you truly deserved from that situation that you didn't get. In your hopes and fears, we have awakening, and this is the Hangman. So the hope is that you will be able to come out of this time of waiting, or come out of this time of like being on a hamster wheel, because that's what I feel this was. It's been go, go, go. You've been go, 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 but it hasn't gone anywhere, right? And the reason for that is because it was one-sided, and you're taking action with it. You're no longer waiting. You're no longer giving this other person or this other party time, or allowing them to make excuses, or whatever the case may be. You're taking it to court. You're taking it to a lawyer, justice of the peace, legal department within a company, whatever the case may be, right? And severing ties with the situation. And again, not only severing ties, but getting what you were promised or getting what you were owed in this situation. because it was one-sided and you've had enough, right? I also feel like if you want to see the situation turn around, this is telling you that you have to be in this fiery energy. You have to be in this attitude of, okay, I'm gonna make it happen then. I'll do it myself then. I'll take action with this situation, okay? If you have been kind of working with someone and they've been in touch with, let's say, you know, you've been partnered up with someone, but they were in touch with the bosses, they were in touch with the higher ups, they were in touch with the banks, they were in touch with the investors. You weren't really involved in that aspect of it. This is telling you, okay, I want to see what you've been doing. I'm going to take charge of this. I'll talk to them myself. Okay, so it's like cutting out the middleman because they're not doing their job. And if it's a one-sided situation when it comes to love life, you've had it, I feel, Taurus. I feel like this has been a long time coming. For some of you, you're giving this person an ultimatum now. But for others, I feel like that's it. You're serving them papers. Because it's been going on for a while, like I say. So let's see. Let's clarify some things. What is this 7 of Spring with the 3 of Spring? Yeah, the 2 of Swords. It was at a standstill. At a standstill. Why? Because there was another party involved and they weren't pulling their weight in whatever capacity this is. And you might be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see, the 2 of Spring in the past. The Prince of Autumn. And this is the page, right? The page of Page of Pentacles. This was what, you know, the conversation was. There was a conversation, there were promises made, there was a partnership established with promises towards the future. Yeah, I'm going to do this, you do that, divvied up responsibilities, and then you carried on and started working on it, and then the other person, who knows what they were doing because they weren't doing what they were supposed to. The Ace of Spring, the Ace of Wands in the foundation, the 9 of Cups. Yeah, it's something that made you very, very happy. It was, you know, they sold you a dream. They sold you your happily ever after, or you saw your happily ever after with this person or this situation, and that's what motivated you. That's what kept you going. That's what made it where it took so long for you to actually accept the fact that you might have to walk away from this. Does that make sense? Because he was like, this is my dream. I can see it's within reach. It's just over there. If only I can get to it. This is just a phase. I just have to power through, right? Stuff like that. And then in the end, when you pause, 7 of Spring, when you pause and you look at it unemotionally, right? You're like, actually, if you just do the math of what I've put into it versus what I'm getting out, or if you just do the math of what I've put in versus what the other parties put into it, it's so unfair, it's so unbalanced. It doesn't really matter how I feel about it. I'm losing money. Or it doesn't really matter how I feel about it. I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my life here, right? 6 of Wands in the crowning position. So how you look at things, conversations happening. The Hierophant, unity. This is what you were pushing for. You were pushing for this long-term commitment. You were pushing for this long-term stability. And this is still what you want, okay? I just feel like you've reached a point where there's a fork in the road and you're like, I don't think this path that I've been on, that I've been pushing through, I don't think it's going to take me where I want to go. It was promised, it was discussed, it looked like it did. I don't think it's going to happen that way though, right? So this is where someone leaves a commitment, a promise that they've made, but they leave with their head held high because they have done their part, right? So if it's falling apart, it's not because of anything that you did or didn't do. And I feel like you're fully aware of that because that's in your perspective. That's how you see things. King of Swords in the near future. The High Priestess. Yeah, you're going to someone with the answers. I hear for some of you are going to a private investigator to look into what this other person has been doing, because they're not giving you any answers. They're not telling you the truth. They're keeping you in the dark because that's what works for them. So take it as it makes sense, right? It's where you go to someone to get answers. They'll investigate on your behalf, and they'll tell you the answers that this person has been really, really trying not to give you that information or those answers. So it could be an accountant, or what is it? Financial investigator or a private investigator, or you're talking to a divorce lawyer to get your options, to get information, to get answers so that you know what's going on and you know what you need to do and how you need to do it properly. Release. Yeah, you're so done with the situation. King of Summer, the King of Cups. You're so done with the situation. This is a little Scorpio energy, so you could have Scorpio in your chart. King of Summer is also a water sign energy, but I feel like this is, you're just done with the situation. Okay, you're like, because the King of Cups is like, this is someone who knows how to play on your emotions. This is someone who knows how to sell you the dream. Could have been dealing with another water sign or with a water sign, and you're coming to the conclusion where you're like, you know what, I see right through you. I'm over this with the release energy. I'm over it. I have no attachment to this whatsoever anymore. I just want out. And there's a lot of kings here. So it's a time for action. It's a time for leveling up. This is a situation where it's a culmination of things, right? You could also be dealing with a lot of authority figures at this time. King of Wands in your environment. The Six of Cups. Yeah, this person's going to still try to play on your emotions. They're going to still try to talk to you about the dream. I don't feel like you're going to buy it, though. Because you see them differently now. Once you got this different perspective on them, once you saw through their lies and their tactics, you can't pretend like you don't see that, right? Once you have these answers, you can't pretend you don't know. So the Hangman and Hopes and Fears. Page of Cups. I feel like, yeah, when you tell this person that you're out, or you're giving them papers, or you're telling them that that's it, you're done, they're going to try to sweet talk you again. They're going to talk to you about the good old days. They're going to talk to you about, oh no, remember why we started doing this, and remember how it used to be, and remember this, and remember that. But again, it's just talk. They're not taking action. They're not planning to. Okay, so take that for what it's worth. The Justice card in the outcome. The Princess of Summer. Okay. Princesses are pages, and princes are knights. Okay. So then the Prince of, what did we have? Prince of Autumn, Knight of Pentacles. It still makes sense because it's still the planning stages, and it's still the putting together the strategy, the plan, leaving up responsibilities, and setting forward towards something. So it's fine. It doesn't affect the interpretation. Yeah, they're gonna try to rekindle with the Page of, and the Knight of Cups makes sense because that's, but look, it's just emotions. It's just cups energy, because we have the Page of Cups with the Ace of Cups, right? The Knight of Cups in Hopes and Fears, the Six of Cups, and the Star at the bottom of the deck. Look. Let me think. Okay, Taurus. For some of you, and you're gonna know if it makes sense to you or not, if it applies to your situation or not. but for some of you, this is someone who is just either they're a procrastinator, or they just get kind of lost in things and they have difficulty staying focused. They're good with connections. They're good with making connections and getting the word out, marketing and stuff like that, networking. But you've been doing the actual work behind that. And I feel like you've been trying to talk to them. They've been kind of wishy-washy, not giving you a straight answer. You're going to someone to talk about what your options are to get out of this situation. And then you're talking to this person and you're like, look, this is happening. Okay, I'm done. You're not talking to me. You're not giving me the answers. You're being around the bush. You're being shady. I do feel like this person will then try to make amends. Because we have the Page of Cups with the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I feel like for some of you, this person means well, but it's almost like they just can't follow through on their promises for whatever reason. Okay? Because they're a page. You're a king, they're a page. Male and female, it doesn't matter. So for some of you, this person doesn't necessarily intend to do this. They're not intentionally being malicious, or it's just, they just can't give you what you, not even what you want, they can't give you what you promised, what they agreed to. They just can't do it. And I feel like despite the fact that there are feelings there, or despite the fact that there has been, up to a point, a very functioning, happy partnership here, I do feel like for a lot of you, you're seriously looking at walking away from this, because you're like, okay, well, it's I feel like, you know, it's great when it's all fun and games and it's all happy times and it's awesome. But then when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, or when there's a hard time, you can't really rely on this person. You have to figure it out by yourself. And you've come to the conclusion that that's not fair. And not only that, you don't want to do it anymore. You don't want to carry the load for both of you. So I do feel like you're still going through with that Justice card, with walking away, or separating, or divorce, or quitting, or ending a contract or a partnership. For others of you, the message is, do what you think is best, do what you think is right. But with the Justice card here at the bottom of the deck, and the Star card, this is telling you that the decisions you're making now when it comes to this situation will have long-term impact, for better or for worse. Under the Star, I have the Three of Swords, the Three of Winter, so take that for what it's worth. I don't feel like it's complete heartbreak and disappointment, because it's not the Ten of Swords. I just feel like you're always going to be disappointed with this person. They're always going to leave you wanting more. And not even, it's not like you have unrealistic expectations. They're always going to leave you wanting for the things that they promised to give you. Does that make sense? Because the Three of Swords can also be an energy of sacrifice, of, I know I'm accepting less than, and I'm not exactly thrilled about it, but, you know, it's my decision. So yeah, that's the situation. And just know that the decisions you're making at this time will have long-term effect and long-term implications, for better or for worse, like I say. Okay? Because again, I don't feel like this person is malicious. I don't have cards to tell me that this person is malicious, and I'm not getting a malicious feeling from what's going on here. They're just not, they're trying to be someone they know you deserve, but they're just not there yet. And it'll be up to you to decide what you want to do with that. If you're willing to accept that and, you know, kind of carry on with less than, knowing that it's less than, and knowing that you're doing most of the work, and knowing that it's just on you, and it's an unbalanced situation. Or if you want to cut your losses, you can still have this person in your life, just not in business with them, or not on a lease together, or not, you know what I mean? We're not married to each other, or we're not together, where you share your assets. And do you know what I mean? You either go to their level and kind of set up camp there, because I don't think they're not gonna grow up in the foreseeable future, because why would they? They're not challenged to do so, right? Okay. For others of you, I do feel like this King of Swords is the papers. You filed for divorce, and what follows after that is someone new that offers you a new opportunity. What I want to say is, it's cups. So while it might be genuine and gentle and sweet and beautiful, it's still at this point kind of promises. So in that case, take it for what it's worth. It is, in the beginning, it is a new situation, so it will take time to develop before you figure out what it is or where it could be. But just know that if you are walking away from an unfair situation that has been going on for a long time, you have something new coming in. For some of you, this could be with a childhood friend, someone you already know, or a friend that kind of looks at you differently, because we also have a change in perspective here when it comes to an offer you receive from someone that's a romantic offer, right? Or something that you love. Okay? So it's down to you to make your decisions, Taurus, okay? But if you are dealing with the situation, I hope that the reading helps you make your decisions. Okay? Just look, remember, you're only responsible for yourself. You only owe yourself to be happy, to make yourself happy, first and foremost. You're not responsible for someone else's growth. You're not responsible for someone else's life when you're both adults and you're making your decisions accordingly. You know what I mean? So if a sense of duty is the only thing keeping you in a situation, you do have to take a step back and be fair to yourself as well in that situation, and ask yourself, is this fair all around? Because it won't be, right? So I'll leave you with that. Let me know what this is about for you. Let me know what you think. I hope this helps you. Watch your sun, your moon, your rising. Have a good month ahead, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.